Hello everybody, it's Jim the Gentleman Crafter, and today we're going back to basics. And today I wanted to talk about how to cut chipboard. There's so many different ways to cut chipboard, and I'm just going to try to cover as much as I can on what I know anyway, how to cut chipboard. So the one way would be with a craft knife and a steel rule. So once again, this is medium weight chipboard, medium to heavyweight chipboard from Paper Accents. I love their chipboard, and so it's pretty thick. I'll hold that down, my steel rule. You could use a ruler with a steel blade, steel bead in the edge. That would be great too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my knife, my craft knife, up against the edge of the steel rule and cut down toward me. Okay, it takes pretty much probably a couple of cuts to get through it and release it. Okay, so that's one way, and that's the craft knife. Another way would be to use, once again, a steel rule. I prefer steel rule, and I'm going to line that up real quick. And I'm going to use a rotary trimmer, and this is an Olfa, and it was about $12 to $15, I think, at Joann's or a fabric store. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push that once again, push up against the blade, the edge of my ruler, and cut, and add a little pressure as I go. Moving those fingers out of the way, and I pretty much cut it all pretty well, and it does a beautiful job and nice clean straight edges, which is what I love. Okay, so that's the rotary trimmer. Okay, the third thing is out on the market there is the Fiskars Precision trimmer, I believe is what you call it, and here's Fiskars. That's what it looks like. It's a larger cutting trimmer. And so I'm going to lift up the gate. I'm going to line it up and see. Let's say I'll cut it at let's cut it at 5 inches. So I'm going to line it up. I'm going to push the paper up against the stops back here. Lower that down. Take my blade, which you can't really see. It's kind of off screen, but I don't have a lot of space to work with. And I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut it up. Okay. This is once again a self-sharpening. You can just sharpen it by going up and down and sharpening it up. And once again, this is the Precision trimmer from Fiskars. Okay, so that does a great job. The next one is the Premier. There you go, Premier. It's a guillotine style cutter. It's got a big blade here on the side, right here, that you release with this button here. This releases it. And does a cut on the down. Okay, so I'm going to take my chipboard. Once again, this is an awesome tool for cutting chipboard. If you use this, the difference between a rotary cutter and this is that you've got this brake, and you push that down to hold the chipboard in place, and it doesn't move. Okay. It holds it so it won't skew. You know what I mean? It's very important to use that. And then you cut. Okay? So there's my piece. A beautiful edge. Okay? So that's the Premier. And once again, for the Premier, if you're cutting through multiple layers of chipboard, sometimes you'll find yourself when you're laminating 2 or 3 pieces of chipboard together. And like this. It cuts through all of them like butter. It's awesome. You know what I mean? It's great for something like that too. And like the tool I'm fixing to show you, I love my rotary trimmer. It's called a Roto Trim by Mastercut 2, and I'll bring that over in a second. It has a really hard time going through that. It's just not built for that. But this does if you need to cut through multiple thicknesses of chipboard. Okay, so this is the Premier cutter. And then the tool I was just talking about that I use probably most of all is my Roto Trim Mastercut 2. And it's an awesome tool. And it just cuts through chipboard like it's just paper. It's amazing. So let's say I want 4 1/4 or 4 inches here. So I'm going to cut that off just like that. You know what I mean? Once again, self-sharpening. You just sharpen it up by moving this back and forth. And I'll show you the blade here on the edge. You can see where it sharpens up against this metal edge here, this metal edge there. And it's a wonderful tool. I couldn't live without it. You know what I mean? Between the Premier and the Roto Trim, this is what I primarily use. You can tell I've used it so many times that the score marks on it are going away. So I just love this. I love all of them. So anyway, just wanted to show you that those are some of the ways to cut chipboard. I hope that helps, and you'll have a great night. Thanks.